Hey everybody, it's me. It's your good buddy Thorn, and we're back. Now, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today, so let's jump right into it. Alright? Here we go.
Hej må kvar det sång i liv. Vakna dicko edelige drenge.
Alright. Now, we got quite a few things I want to talk about today. We just talked about being a mage or a magic user. And we're going to touch a little bit more on some of that stuff a little later on. Summer's pretty much over, at least for the LARP on the Borderlands. We got one or two more games. And really for the winter, we're going to focus on doing NPC for another one of our great friend or buddy games out there systems is LARP Denver. Now Joris is down there this weekend playing as an NPC. I could not get away, I got to work. My mundane job, which sucks, but that's life, you know. So, Joris is down there playing NPC next month in October and probably November and December. Probably January too, just depends on how they play. I'm going to be down there doing an NPC. So, I'm going to start looking at what I need to do to be an NPC. But first, I want to show you a few more products that we got in. Well, at least one more. No, I think about two or three. Let's see, what all do I have around here? Products to bring into your game to make it really cool. Okay? So let's just jump into the big dinosaur in the room, elephant in the room, whatever, something big is in the room. A lot of LARPs don't allow real bows. We do. Alliance LARP doesn't. But we've kind of done one video on LARP bows. We got one from Epic Armoury. It's really cool. But we want to take a look at some more and some different ones. I really, really wanted to get a crossbow. And I found one. And Kalamazoo, I think it's Kalamazoo that makes it. I bought it from Dark Knight Armoury. And, no, I didn't. I bought it from Epic Armoury, didn't I? Yes, I did. I bought it from Epic Armoury. It's the IDV Orc crossbow. And a little expensive, but I kind of saved up over the summer and bought it when it was on sale. So, first off, this is f***ing cool. I'm sorry. First off, this is cool. It's it's just really cool. It's pretty hefty. It looks like a crossbow. I don't know what else to tell you about it. If we move in a little closer so you can take a look at it, it is real wood fiberglass bow. It has got a metal string, or a prod, I guess, in drum, but it's got a foot stirrup, and it's steel. It is freaking awesome. The safety is in here. The safety also doubles as the bolt tightener for the prod. And this comes loose and the whole thing comes apart. And while you have a safety, it's a very simple mechanism. So you can see the bolt is back and now it is locked. It won't go forward. You know, let's see here. It will not go forward. I'm not going to pull the bolt back until we put the safety pin in, but it is locked in. Here's your trigger. Put the safety in. It's just a basic block so that trigger won't go forward. Okay. Now when we pull the prod back, it'll lock in. Thus. Okay? It won't go forward. As soon as I pull that pin out, it is fireable. Pull this with the safety in, won't fire. Take the safety out, it will go forward. It's held by very simple tension. Okay? Let's uncock this, shall we? Now we're going to go out. We're going to go outside and do a full test of this and compare it to the bow. It's supposed to be about 35 pounds or so. It is very well made. I really love this bow. Cannot wait to use it. It comes with the arrows. Well, actually, you order the arrows separately. The bolts, I'm sorry for you crossbow fanatics. Bolts simply set in. and they're held in place with this very simple stir. And it just fires the bow, or it fires the bolt. There's no knocking the arrows; they simply sit in there. When the string goes forward, this little plastic piece in here, or rawhide piece if you want to be LARPy, will propel the bolt forward. That's pretty cool. And we're going to go out and take a look at it, okay? All right, let's go. Okay, hey, we're out here. We're kind of outside. We're in one of our alternate sites. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the crossbow and its function. And we're going to do some firing tests. So, this is the crossbow which we talked about. Let's go take a look at this trigger mechanism a little bit. So you can see with the trigger and the pin locked, it doesn't work. As soon as you pull that pin out, the lock, if you will, rotates forward, releasing the string. Pretty straightforward. It's just gravity feed. The bar comes forward and up and locks the pin in, or locks the bar, or locks the lock in place, if you will. When released, that pulls down on it and lets it fall forward, releasing the string. Okay? And that's pretty much it. Pretty simple device. You can see a fulcrum point here, and then a rotation point fulcrum for the lock itself. So let's take a look at our field real quick. Let's put the safety in. Out there is my white bag at 15 paces. It's only 15 paces away for this first test shot. Okay, so I'm going to get out here a little bit. The manual says, really, you should place it to the ground, and you saw me load it the other way. But really, this is the safest way. 2 hands, pull it back and lock it. So now we're locked, safety is still in. We're gonna load, you can see the flat tip on that. Okay, so we're gonna load that right up against the knock. We'll put the knock, or what would be the knock, right up against here. And now we're gonna do a test fire. We're gonna test fire it that way first, so you can see the lock in place, right? So now we're live fire, we're ready to fire. We aim and squeeze. Hey, that fired pretty good, really. It went a little farther than I thought it was going to, which is good. It's a good deal. So let me go retrieve it, and then we'll go fire it downrange, okay? All right, and it did. It flew pretty good, and that was a flat trajectory. It's kind of like the bow one that we did, and we're going to reshoot that whole video. At a 0 elevation, it flew pretty good. And now I'm going to show you downrange, okay? Lock, safety in place. Arrow in position. Safety out. And release. See that? That flew pretty good. Of course, it went right into the trees. So let me go recover it. So it went at least 20 paces. So we're going to reset, and I'm going to go back another 10, or probably another 15, and that'll give me 30 paces of that white bag. So let me reset everything, and then we'll take a look at it, all right? So there's 15 right there. I'm going to back the camera up just a little bit further. All right, so from the bag, we're about 30 paces out. Lock is back, safety is in place. Bolt loaded, 0 elevation, loose. All right, so that probably went about 20 paces or so. Let's take a look, shall we? So about 19 to 20 paces from where the trigger is. So, yeah, pretty good at 0 elevation. That's about what we were getting with the bow, really. And it's not surprising, given that this is supposed to be 35-pound bow, and it's coming loose. That could affect it. Now, oh, that's a good point. Let me show you. This little thing in here is actually the tightening bolt or tightening wrench for the interior of this bow. This comes out, this comes loose, right? So we line it up even, attach this, and then tighten it. And this tightens the bow, or this tightens this part into the frame. So this is a little deal. That's kind of a cool little accessory, working as a 2-piece, because now this is also your safety. Okay, so everything tight, and I just tighten this hand tight so I can get it out easier. All right, so let's do a slight elevation. Now, my slight elevation when I was shooting the bow was 2 knuckles up. 2 knuckles up is about 4 degrees, or from here to about here. Okay, so that's what we're going to do with this next shot. See how far we go. Bolt is in place. Safety out. 0 elevation. 1, 2. And about the same range, right? Okay. So we're gonna get some more arrows or some more bolts, and then we'll just do some longer firing. I'm gonna raise it up a little bit more, and then see what we get. Okay. Be right back. All right. Now I got multiple bolts. I got 4 more, about 5 with the set. I'm gonna have to fix a quiver or build a quiver for my belt, which was standard. One of the reasons that crossbows in history became more popular than the longbows is it doesn't take too long to teach somebody how to shoot a crossbow. It's not an upper body strength. It's just in the aim and the use of the bow, or with the crossbow. With the longbow, it takes a lot of practice to get good at it, especially the longbows, or the English longbows, if you will. So that was the effectiveness of the crossbow. More people could use them with less training. The downfall was it takes longer to load. Now, me doing a time test between me on the bow and the crossbow, both are going to suck because I suck, okay? But the effectiveness of the crossbow, anybody could use it. You could get more onto the field. They're pretty cheap, really, historically wise. So, a little higher. And that was over 30. And we'd probably go a little further. Let's back this up, see how far we can go. Lock back, safety in. So we're about 30 paces now. We're going to back it up, and it is dead calm today, which is nice. So we're going to back it up 2, 3, 4, 5, and about another 5 paces. So we're 35 paces, which, if you remember, was about our max effectiveness with the bow. Safety out, loose. Yeah, pretty dead on too. Definitely an area effects weapon again. But and I'm getting a pretty good elevation on it. And I'm sighting down the side, the inside of the bow, because there are no sights. So I'm kind of putting my thumb where I want it to hit. For you Army guys and Marines, active duty, if you remember the old 40mm grenade launcher, That's kind of the technique I'm using, okay? Safety out. Elevation up. Loose. Yeah, right on it. I'm hitting right on target. So that's pretty cool. Safety out, loose. Yeah, so I'm at least getting the same range that I did with the bow. And I've got a shorter, or a smaller impact area. So yeah, I think I could probably go another 5 and shoot and probably still hit. Because the arc, the trajectory, is giving me enough that I think I can go a little higher and then bring it down. So let's bring it back 5 more paces and see what we do, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me go get my bolts. All right, so I'm about 40 paces out, really, which with the longbow or the horse bow that we had was about the max effective range that we were getting. No, and it was a little bit of wind, but so I'm going to elevate it up a little higher and see where we get. And I'm going to fire 5 in rapid succession. Well, as rapid as I can get anyway. And loose. Misfire. It didn't catch the bow. It didn't catch the arrow that time. So we recock. I don't know if it just didn't get seated in there right. Misfire. All right, ready? Loose. A little short. Arrow knocked. Safety out. We're going to drop the elevation just a touch. Still running a little short. It's running about 35 yards, isn't it? Bolt in place. Safety out. Yep, so you drop that elevation, the range goes. So it's almost the same effective range as the bow. All right. So, what we've seen, range is pretty much the same because it is dead still. We're not getting any drift. Pretty effective. I like it. It's a little longer to load than the bow, which is accurate. It's pretty much dead on. We're not seeing a lot of deviation to the left or right when we fire this. So yeah, pretty darn effective, really, when you think about it. So. All right, the next thing to do is we're going to take this out and we'll do another test with the bow and we'll see how they compare. Okay, that might be a little while, but we're going to get to it. All right, let's get back to the studio, shall we? That was pretty cool. All right, there's a couple other things that I want to take a look at. I'm sorry, I'm still overwhelmed by the crossbow thing. All right. Okay, a couple other things I want to take a look at is we took a look at the Ordo mace, or the Odo mace last time, or a couple of videos ago. And I did get another mace, because we're kind of expanding out the Order of Sithric. And so I did pick up another mace, and let me show you what that looks like. 3, 2. All right, so here is another really nice mace that is Epic Armoury's version of the mace, and it is a nice piece. It's a little, is it? I think it is a little lighter. Well, no, actually, it's about the same. It's about the same weight as Calamisil's Odo mace, but it is a little different style. And you can really feel the silicone on this one. This is on the latex. It needs to be wiped down. I haven't wiped it down yet. But it has this nice flanged head, very soft, bendable. It's kind of got a little bit of decoration to it, so it's kind of nice. It's not going to hurt that much. You need to pull your blows with this because all the power is going to be right down here. You know, if you're not aiming for the head, but try not to. You're going to try to hit for the body, right? So yeah, it's a really nice mace. It should go really well with Joris's character. A little more refined than Einar, but still a really nice mace. Okay. All right. Okay. So the next couple things I want to take a look at. We talked about the mage a little bit, and I was trying to think of some ways to get some magical effects into the mage, and I'm kind of working on staff, and the top part of the staff is going to be this large jewel. It's actually going to kind of sit like this on the staff. The staff is not. By the time I get this done, it's not going to be a fighting staff. It's going to be ornate and kind of magical-ish. So it's going to kind of sit on the top with the foam coming up around it, and I really wanted to recreate that Gandalf scene in Lord of the Rings where he does some huddly-buddly, and then lights come on, right? He enchants the stone to light up. So thinking about how to do this, and I came across an idea. Let me get a couple pieces put together so I can show you, okay? Give me 1 second. All right, so I'm back. The core of the magic staff is going to be this PVC. It is just PVC, and it's going to have the stone kind of into it, and the foam is going to be around it and give it the wood shape to it. So, so the top of that is going to be attached thusly. It should be about that tall. Okay, that in itself is not going to light this thing up. So, a couple different ways that I thought about doing this, and I'm really thinking about LEDs in some way or another. And I'm going to have the kind of a woodeny, metally, depending on how I build this mage, carriage for this thing. And to light that up, I kind of wanted it gemmed or encrusted with crystals or gems or something, right? Okay? So, look what I found. This is this is just gems encrusted into a wire that light up with an LED. And I'm going to have these kind of built into the head of the mace. Okay, let's get a little closer. Built into the head of the mace, and then this will be down into the handle, kind of camouflaged up, and then you can simply say your magic words, abracadabra, and the gems are off. Or if you're in a cave and you want to light it up, and you're like, I summon light. Alright, yeah. It's not going to give you a lot of light, but it might give you some, and it should be kind of neat looking, okay? Alright. Alright. Okay. So going back into this whole, we're kind of getting the NPC thing put together, okay? And we talked a little bit about building your base costume, right? So I've got my black boots, I've got my black pants, these are the Mythalin pants, I've got my my doublet, which is also Mythalin, but really a lot of these places want you to be wearing black. And instead of wearing a black pair of pants and a black t-shirt, I've talked to you about, okay, well, there's other stuff that you can do to be in black and build that LARP character, or that NPC. So, from this, we're going to take a look at a couple other items. And the first one on the list is going to be this generic black tunic by Epic Armoury, okay? Alright, so this is a very simple tunic put out by Epic Armoury. It's very cheap. It's not very expensive. And this is their Epic Black Extra Large tunic. And it's black with a red trim. It comes in other colors, but it does have kind of a dark maroon trim, which goes into the whole Brothers of Sithric. So, you know, it'll work for other stuff as well. But this will work very much for your NPC. Let me show you what it looks like. Alright, so now here I am wearing this simple tunic. It looks better than a t-shirt and jeans, kids. It's not that more expensive. This was about $43, and it's gonna go well with your overall look. You could use this to be a PC for goodness sake. The Brothers of Sithric. This is a Brothers of Sithric color. But other people wear black too. Rogues wear black. Warriors wear black under their other crap. So it's not going to typecast you as just an NPC. And it looks a heck of a lot better than a long sleeve black t-shirt, or even a short sleeve black t-shirt, God forbid, and black jeans. Mathalan pants, or even my Epic Armoury pants, my black ones, are $28. So now you're talking about $65 or so thrown into this. I've got my pouch, the Epic Armoury pouch, your basic pouch, which is about $28. Leather belt, which is in brown in this case. This is actually a Walmart belt, and it was about $12. So we're not really talking about a whole lot of money. And I spent a lot of time talking to you about various boots, but I'm wearing my soft LARP boots, but you could wear those $40 Walmart hiking boots, black or brown, and you're going to be fine. Okay? Now there's another item, just kind of build this whole thing into one more NPC look, but give you that medieval look, and that is a hood. Alright? Here we go. Now this is Epic Armoury's, as they call it, it is a Benson hood, black, large, extra large. It's a very simple medieval hood. It's got a kind of a long lateral tail, but not that long, but it does have a pretty deep cape to it. Those of you that aren't into medieval clothing, you've got the hood, you've got the laren tail, and then you've got the cape itself that goes over the shoulders. And I think this was like $28 or something. It's kind of a canvas, so it's not going to get too hot, but it will keep you fairly warm during the winter. And yeah, oh, this is Mathalan. I'm sorry, it's not Epic Armoury. I do like to mix and match my stuff back and forth between Mathalan and Epic Armoury. I've got Mathalan pants, I've got basic LARP boots on, I got my Epic Armoury tunic, and now when I put my hood on in Mathalan, I'm going to look pretty good as an NPC. Now let me show you, okay? Alright, now I got my hood on, which is basic black. I mean, so now I've got black, and black with a little bit of red. And then a brown belt for a little bit of color. Okay. This NPC look, you could pretty much do any kind of NPC with this. And it falls within the guidelines of a lot of LARPs of doing blacks or browns as NPCs to very, very generic, because you can change in and out of costume very easily. But it's still, this is a much better medieval LARP look than that long sleeve t-shirt and a pair of jeans. Okay, this is what I recommend. $28, $30 for the hood, about $42 for the tunic, which you can catch on sale sometimes. About the same, $28 for the pants, and those generic boots from Walmart, about $48 or so. For less than $150, you've got your basic outfit. And if you're going to be a rogue, there's not much more that you need clothing-wise than this. You can branch into that PC from this and not look that bad. Alright? So, yeah, back in black. That's where it's at. let's talk about our next item, okay? All right. Now, one of the hard things about being well, we run a LARP, but we go to a lot of LARPs. And NPCs are coming in and out. And Empire LARP in England does this really cool idea that they'll have a weekend game about every quarter, about every 3 months, a big 3-day event. Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, all day, not just till noon, till like a lot of American LARPs. What they do is, let's say there's 2 factions or 2 sides you can choose from. Side A, side B, they're interchangeable. But on Saturday, or at least the morning of Saturday, side A is your hero players, side B is your NPCs. Then in the afternoon, they switch sides. So now side A is your NPC, side B is your heroes. Now, one of the things that they do, and they talk about, is using these epic Armoury masks to do your baseline makeuping for your orcs or goblins. Now, I do have one of their orc masks. This is the black orc. It was on sale, so I picked it up. And it's a full face mask, but the open mouth. And it's pretty cool. It's really pretty cool. Out of the bag, it looks pretty nice. I tried it on once, and they tell you, you might have to trim the eye holes a little bit to fit your eyes. But the less trimming you do, the better. Because then you just need to do a little bit of makeup around the eyes and the face. Now let me go put this on, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay? Be right back. Alright, so here I am back wearing the orc mask. It is tight-fitting to my head. I can see pretty good. I do need to do a little bit of trimming around here. It's going to affect my speech a little bit, but my chin is free. So I could drink, I could eat, I could converse with the players if I wanted to. Not too much as an orc, but this is not a bad look. It is going to be warm, and they do tell you that don't overextend yourself. Take the mask off after a short period of time, 15-20 minutes or so. Probably a little longer if you're doing a battle. Stay hydrated because this is going to keep the heat in, but it gives you a pretty good look. Now, like I said, you can kind of see my eyes, so we could do some makeup around here and my chin, but I kind of like my beard cutting through, so that's kind of cool. Now, one thing that you could do is you could kind of dress this orc up a little bit too. You know, so you could have him have a hood on, right? You could have him have a hat on, okay? Or you could even have him in the mask and the hood pulled up. You throw a little bit more makeup over the top of this, maybe put some armor on, and we'll probably look at how to do some armor for orcs and NPCs. It's not bad. It's not bad. And maybe we'll do some filming outside to kind of show you what this looks like. I already did the crossbow stuff outside, but I'll probably do some more with this as we build this kind of NPC, this orc NPC, off of our basic stuff. I have to think about what I want him to look like. Well, he already looks like this. He's gorgeous. But the rest of it. Okay? Alright. This is Thor, under the mask, saying we'll see you next time. Alright? Have a good day.